Surprise double update! It's been so
man.
long, I thought we'd just do another one. Welcome to the Divided City. Hey, Dingo.
Yo.
Why don't we take our new friend for a spin, and after we do some upgrading, you know, kit everybody out, new sword for the night,
That
get
thing
him
is
some armor.
That thing is so thin. What is with
Yeah,
that
I don't
weird...
really like the look of the scimitar. It's one of my least favorite stages. It does good damage, but there's so many cooler things we'll have.
We have so many sights to show you.
So this is the Druid. We've got light armor, we've got a dagger, and we've got, you remember that green staff you were asking about? Shot weird shit?
Yeah?
That's what we're wielding. It's called the Tears of Corrosion, and its projectiles ricochet, and it does poison damage, and it kicks all sorts of ass.
Excited. Speaking of which, can we ever buy pants for the Druid?
I think when we get level 3
Did he
armor,
just
she
kill his
finally
buddy?
covers her legs. No, he killed a gnome, and they're allies of ours, or a dwarf.
Oh. Wow, that is...
Effective?
Form-fitting. Well, I was talking about the costume choice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's got shoulder pads now, so that's an upgrade.
Okay. Minor quibble. It's not the staff that's shooting the corrosion stuff.
It's true. The staff empowers us to shoot the stuff.
It feels like that would be murder on your French tips.
You
So
know, she doesn't bother to wear pants. I'm not sure she bothers to do her nails up.
That's a lot
Although
of...
she did...
That's a lot of assumptions.
She did spend a lot of time weaving vines into her hair.
It's important to have... I feel like she's really going for a particular look here. She's like Lady Gaga, man. You don't know. Except instead of a meat dress, it's a vine dress.
Vine dress, vine hair, complemented with this season's most fashionable plate armor. I like it.
Yeah. I'm cool with it.
So this is one of the first, like, really big kind of maze-like levels. There's a lot to this one.
So, question. It seems like the Huntress and the Warrior, to an extent, are limited on their ranged capabilities by ammo.
Uh-huh.
Does the Druid have ammo for this?
She's got a mana bar.
I see it now.
As you shoot and recharges when you don't do anything.
Okay.
And I sort of forget to show it off for most, but there's 3 basic things you can do with the staff that I'll show off. Also, if you want to know why we use the dagger, it's things like this. If we had just shot at him, he would have stayed aggroed onto that halfling and killed her.
Follow me. I know another way.
But we run up with a dagger, draw his attention, and then finish him because we're a boss like that. And now let's see where this little lady's taking us.
Is this also a character?
Yes. Also, fun note here. I just realized this, but when you stand here, you can hear the water running. Only when you stand over the little sewer grates, though. It's a pretty neat touch. And yes, this is, in fact, the next character. If you let her die there, 1, you don't get to use this level path, and 2, you don't unlock her, so... Yeah. It's pretty neat. I actually like that the halfling gives you benefits in level for saving her and doesn't just unlock the other character. It's pretty neat.
That is pretty nice. Oh, they're ruining the windows. Come on, man. This is...
I really like that glass is there to let you know the assassin's coming. On one of my previous runs,
really?
This
that was
assassin,
classy.
I am a classy individual. It's just because it was specifically on my previous run, that assassin had thrown herself off a cliff instead of face me, so I was really proud that I had managed to kill her before she did it this time.
Huh, okay.
Also, jumping off cliffs will sort of be a running theme in this level.
I like how the the corrosion, the tears of corrosion can destroy staircases.
You can destroy all sorts of things. And like I was telling you, breaking staircases and things like that was going to be how we find gold. There's our first example, and it won't be the last.
Topical.
Also, yeah, that brute did just throw himself off a cliff. Boom. Headshot.
He grew tired of this life. I grow weary of this
He was-
pantsless abyss.
He was really asking for it.
Aren't they all? It's coming right for us, Ned!
It's going to get us a little health potion. Use superior height to our advantage, and here's something, another little fun note I always liked. We broke the bed.
I mean, in that outfit, could you really blame her?
Hey, she's really sensitive about her weight. I wouldn't bring that up if I were you.
I wasn't talking about the weight, I was talking more along the lines of she looks like her name begins with Madam or Mistress.
It probably does. If anyone had names in
Mistress
this
Druid.
game,
Nameless Murderer. Oh, that's a nice headpiece you got. You know, the arrow sticking out of your braid. Oh, it's gone now.
accessories are in this season. Especially accessories given to you by your enemies.
So the druid looks like the staff looks like it has a deer head on the top or some sort of elk or what?
It's
those
like
are definitely antlers.
It's like weird devil bat wings, I think.
Huh? So
It's
it's not an animal thing.
No, there is an animal staff I can go back and show.
Because it doesn't. I don't know. We haven't seen a whole lot of local flora, or excuse me, local fauna. We've seen there's plenty of like bushes and shrubs and stuff, but haven't seen a whole lot of wildlife. No birds, no small animals really.
There
Great.
really aren't any, and I am. Oh God,
That was close.
that still
You
gave me a
nearly
heart
died.
attack. That gives me a heart attack every time. I forgot that thing broke off. Sneak attack.
Do sneak attacks do extra damage?
No, but you can kind of sneak attack in that all of the enemies are. They tend to be like location trigger based, as far as I can tell. So, like with that little snotling, since we snuck up on him from behind and didn't enter his field of view, he just let us snipe him in the back of the head before he did anything.
Nice.
And that's also why we got that good shot on that sorceress, because we ran behind her before she fully spawned in.
So it kind of operates off of Metal Gear Solid rules then. Like if you don't enter their
Yeah,
cone of
kinda.
vision, they never see you.
Exactly. Or if you don't run through their trigger point, because sometimes it doesn't have to be seeing you. It's just,
Sometimes they have like a scripted trigger event then.
most of them do.
So I've seen the things ricochet and they've gone through you. Is it ever possible to hurt yourself with the bolts, or are you always completely immune to your own attacks?
Fortunately, we are immune to our own attacks, or this weapon would be a nightmare, because poison sucks.
I probably should have asked that about the grenade arrows too. Can the grenade arrows or the bomb arrows hurt you?
I don't think so.
So you're just always immune to your own damage.
Yeah, fortunately, and we're playing on
good.
hard, so
So if you were going to
There's
be if you were going to be susceptible, this would be the place. This would be the difficulty mode that would do it. Okay, that's cool.
this is also the first of our pieces of money that's a real bitch. Because there's no actual footing there, you just kind of have to sneak by a gap where the hitbox extends, but the visual image of the floor does not.
Wow. So the developers literally wanted you to glitch run it.
Yeah, basically.
That's mean.
Or at least trick you into trying to jump and then dying.
Is there any parts of this
But,
game where you feel like the developers kind of cut corners? Like maybe this is the weak part of the game?
Cut corners. Maybe some of the later levels, but in general, I actually think most of the levels are fairly diverse. They tend to get bigger as they go on. No. This seems like there was a lot of passion behind it to me. Friggin' barrel getting in the way.
I mean, one thing I've noticed, and I'm not trying to dump on the game or anything, but the color palette is a little monotonous. It's very brown.
I think, yeah, and there are some more colorful places, but I think in general that was just like I'm shooting at a gem there, so you know where I'm going next. I think it was more like this came out in 2001, and it was trying to be dark and a little gritty, so I think it was more of a stylistic choice. Perhaps one I don't entirely agree with. I think a vibrant color palette would have been better, personally. But, I mean, I don't think that the pure dark and gritty color palette works for almost anything. Personal preference.
Okay.
We are, yeah.
It makes thematic sense. It makes thematic because everything is lit by torchlight, and torches give off that natural,
kind of yellowish
yellow
light.
glow. Did falling into the water just hurt you a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, there's absolutely fall damage in this game. I'm just trying to be fairly careful with it.
It just seemed like that was like a 4-foot fall. I don't know if that was worth damage.
It was only 3 damage, and
that's the equivalent of stubbing your toe.
Yeah, it's basically just a warning.
Hey, don't do that.
I turned back there because that's the trigger for the final fight of this level. Because we're almost done. It's actually there's a lot of ground to cover, but it's fairly short, and I had to run it a few times to remember where all the gold was.
That's cool. You know what you haven't seen in a while? We haven't seen any more of those fur monsters. Was that just a one-time thing?
No, they'll be back, but not for a little bit.
Was that the final boss?
That was supposed to be the boss. I mean,
oh man, he just chumped him.
He has a lot of health, but he's fairly slow moving, and this staff kicks ass. In fact, someone in the thread previously requested that I show the staff off once and then never use it. So I think this is the only time we're going to see the
what was that?
Tears of Corrosion. Here are the other 2 things you can do with staves. If you right-click, you can bring up that bubble, and if you left-click while right-clicking, you send out those waves. They knock everybody back and do a little bit of damage. If you get swarmed, it's fairly useful.
Huh.
And that's the Divided City.
Huh. A tale of two cities.
Kind of breakneck pace. Be sure to oh, and there's the halfling.
What's
She
wrong
looks
with
happy.
her face?
I don't know if you've noticed, but there aren't really any pretty faces in this game. Everyone's kind of ugly. So the problem with her face is that, there you go, what do I think was lackluster? The facial character models.
Fair enough. Probably could have used a little more time on the modeling.
Maybe, but I mean, in general, I think the game looks pretty good, and yeah, I really enjoyed. I kind of expected to like the game a little less than I am right now, but
does it
going through it's been a blast so far.
Does it just kind of hit all the right notes for you?
It really does. The collecting the gold's a lot of fun. The weapons are all satisfying, and there's enough of them to be interesting. There's really good level variety, and there's a shit ton of characters.
Yeah, it seems like the combat's pretty varied, and you never really like if it starts getting monotonous or kind of tedious, you can just change characters and switch up the playstyle. I don't know if you've never played the game or not, but you know what it kind of reminds me of with the different variety of characters and their styles is Risk of Rain. You ever played that game?
I've played a little bit of Risk of Rain. Yeah, I know. I hadn't thought about that myself, but that's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's slightly Risk of Rainy.
Besides, Risk of Rain being a
more
2D side scroller.
2D.
Yeah.
Roguelike, and this being mission based and having everything carry over.
I was just more talking about like the different characters. Besides everything being different, that one minor niggling.
It's almost the same.
Pixelated graphics.
No, it reminds me. Honestly, at the time it came out, and it still kind of does remind me of Baldur's Gate: Dark Alliance.
Yeah, I can see. The art style is very similar with the
a
spikes.
little less a little less on the RPG, a little more on the action game and the platforming, and I kind of appreciate it.
Yeah. Not quite as much satanic imagery.
No, but the other one is based on D&D, which is Satan's game, as we all know.
Everybody knows that. I mean, that's common knowledge.
It's just fact. D&D is made by the devil.
Hard, cold
It's-
facts, ladies and gentlemen.
D&D stands for devil.
And also devils.
Devils. Yeah.
Devils
you got
and
it.
more devils.
Devil and devils. Speaking of which, I have to
Yeah.
get back to my D&D game. So, everybody who's watching, go vote in the thread who you want us to use next time, and please join us again for Let's Play Enclave.
I miss the murder hobo.
He can come back. He'll be back.
420 blaze it.